Hey, welcome back everybody. Back in the garage with Chaz. I started taking a little bit of some video of opening up this panel and getting a nice clean line cut there. A little battery died. So I had about 2 seconds of footage and didn't really get what I wanted. So I'll show you what we've got cut. And what I ended up doing is there's a rib here. You can see inside this rib, the back side, it's welded about up here, spot welded here. So I just drilled out the little weld holes, drilled them a little bit just to make them weaker, and then I used a Princess Auto little air impact and just kind of give it a little bit of a punch underneath these. They popped off real good. Got it cleaned out, cleaned this edge, found a patch on this outer B post raised here. So we're going to clean that off too, get that cleaned up. I'm going to make a new B post repair piece. This inside of the B post is going to get rebuilt right down to the bottom here anyway. So we're going to clean that up. What I want to do today is get this line cut nice and straight to the bottom edge of this tape. It'll open up the cavity in between this rib here. The top of that rib on the inside is pretty close to the top of this tape. We're going to get that clean, get the panel sitting there, fit in here nice, have it butting up nicely along the bottom of this, and even with this rear panel. We want that all nice and tight together so that that bottom line is true from the end of the fender all the way across to this fender. So we're going to play around with that today a little bit, do some tweaking, get that to fit good. Once I have that fitting nice, I'm going to carry on this week. I'll work on the B post backside and the C post in order to keep checking the panels, making sure that what I'm building isn't going to be sitting a bit too proud and holding the fender from going in. There's a repair on this rear tub at the front here that we did, that right now it's sticking out just a little bit too proud, so I'm going to have to do a couple of relief cuts to get that to press in, weld it up again. Keep playing with it until I get it so it's sitting nice and tight and not, forcing the fender to sit off a little bit. So that's got to be corrected. C post done, B post done. The other issue that I have in the C post, I don't know if you can see when I push on it a little bit there, it changes. So what I got to do is get this to sit in square with that held in. I'm going to brace it from the inside to hold it where I need that to be sitting in order to be sitting true with the fender line. So that has a little bit of movement in it. We're going to correct that. Hold it where it needs to be. Get the seat post rebuilt and welded to the inside of the fender, or inside of the inner rocker there. So those are kind of the couple of things we're going to work on over the next few days. Today, Sunday, I'm just coming out here for some entertainment for myself. Not a work day. I'm just going to be enjoying my day out here playing. At any rate, I'll do a little time lapse of getting that cut clean, getting that panel to fit. If I can get that achieved today, that's a win. So let's do it. All right, welcome back everybody. Here we go again. So we got the panel hung yesterday. As you saw, this is all squared away. I'm going to yank the panels back off and we're going to start working on building out this C-post right there. Get that one squared away. Make sure the panel fits. I got a little bit of tweaking on the front of the fender because it's holding the outer skin just a little bit outside. It's a bit too tight there. Got to shrink that in a little bit. get the C-post done. After that, we're going to dump in on the B-post. But for today, we're going to get started on that. Let's do it. Alright. Pop the fenders off. Got a couple things squared away. Got a measurement of the front of this C-post. So the C-post, a couple shapes here, flat down this side. It's got a flat piece on this side. It's going to come down and secure to the front of this inner rocker. So I made this piece real quick, and we're going to get that squared away. I'm just going to spin you guys a little bit here for a change, and there we go, a little better view. I'm going to put on here. I want to put this piece right from where that cut is, and I want to bring it down into here. I'm going to put this on the shrinker. I'm going to start bringing this in, getting the curvature to where we need it. I have another piece that gives me the profile of the inside edge of the fender that goes on here. So we'll be able to make the curve with that in mind, get that squared away, and we'll go from there. Here we go. Whoop. This is the profile of the inside of that fender. I need this to follow that curve. So we're going to start shrinking this little thing. Yep, just like that. Alright, and got that much curve on it now. I'm going to double check this onto that edge, and we're getting closer. You can see in there, it's getting closer. I'm going to keep working this over a little bit because I really want this to fit that profile. So it is getting pretty close. If you look at that, it doesn't need to go very much farther down to give me what I need. Then we're going to try and fit it onto the C-post. If you look at that one now, I got a flush on here. Just a little bit more. Just a little bit more on that edge. Bring it down. I think we have the curve we're going to need there. Just going to do some checks on getting this into the right into the inner rocker. Alright, I hit the wrong button, missed a bit of the recording, but here's the piece that I had made. I took a chunk of a old panel that gave me this shape. It's this piece on a part of a repair panel from Luna, and these two together starting to fit right in there. I just got to trim this a little bit more to butt them up. I'm going to take a little marker of that, going to clean this a little bit more, and we'll fit that in place. Once this is in place, that's sitting pretty nice there. Get this in place, get these trimmed. This would be able to be welded to the C-post. Be solid in there. Then I'm going to make a cardboard piece to close in this side and go right against the inner valance, inner rocker, and put a tab out here so I could weld it on here. It'll come right to this side and weld on this inside edge of this, which will firm that up. I'm going to bring this plate down part way and we'll connect it as well. So this should all come together really nicely, I think. I broke a disc here, so I don't think I can cut to that. That's how I broke it in the first place, touching it like that. So that one needs to be changed out, but this should be getting pretty close. There you have it. Mark this side. Gonna have to do a little bit of building over on this side, but it won't be bad. I'll turn this guy off, and that should get me very close to fitting. This guy, give me one more cut. Got one more cut in you, buddy. Okay, kind of messed up on the recording tonight twice. So we got the C-post partially made, got the outside edge of it here done. This one, of course, is just kind of hanging there in the way. I'll slide that down. Get a better look at what we got going on so far. Probably 2 more parts to make to this. It'll close it out completely. So I got the outer piece here, and the profile is real nice, looking with the fender of the bus. Gotta clean off the weld, gotta clean up a few spots. Still have to make the cap on the inside edge of this. Comes down to just below the floor height, if you can see that. All right, so we have the outside line on this C-post done really good. This first inner part, this fender comes down and welds to that. This outer panel will also track on that line and get plug welded right in back there. Well, at least from about this area up. But there it is. I'm still going to close it and mount it to the frame here. So I'm going to make a part in here. Going to close in this side. Going to close in the back side to come below the floor. And then that will be secured to the inner rocker and be good to go. All right. On to another day. Cheers. Okay, got this closing out a little bit. Of course, I messed up the recording a couple of times here. Give you a better look at what that's like. Alright, so this side's closed in. Got this outer shape of the C-post. Built in a second shape off of this kind of stepped side. The inside over here is just flat. So what I'm going to do is make another flat piece to put in there with a tab like that and be able to weld it to the inside of that edge. And that'll close out the C-post from this side. I will put another piece on the inside there that the floor panel go right up against you, so we'll get that squared away in the next little bit as well. I'm just going to quickly make a pattern on that, and I'll just do a time lapse of it getting it put in there. Cheers. Okay, so C-post is pretty much squared away. Got it secured. Put it right there. So comes down, 2 different stages there, and down to that. So this panel comes around and it welds right to this inside edge, all the way down, and maybe to this bottom sill. The panel over here will come down, has a flange, goes into the same zone, and will weld right on top of that after this panel's in. It'll do the same thing to the front edge over there once we reconstruct that, and that will give me the stuff to button this thing all up. I still have to put the top hat in back there, which will be coming up soon. I have to put a piece on the inside of this post just to clean it up. It's got a little spot there that should be a little prettier than it is right now. We'll clean that up, put a little piece in there, and then the floor can butt right up against it. It's gonna be nice and clean, solid, and good to go. So back over here, we got it welded in right to the frame there as well. I ran one new piece kind of along the outer edge of it here on that inside edge, just to give it a really nice solid solid metal to work with. I wanted to cut just a little bit more away. It's just a little bit better than it was. Well, could be. It's essentially as good as new. Nice solid C-post. It's got the right curvature. The panel fits on it perfectly. And we are good to go. But that's all for the C-post for today, folks. I'll put the video together, and hopefully the stuff I did capture shows a good likeness of how to make that piece. Right on. Cheers. Okay, welcome back, everybody. We're back at it here again in the garage with Chaz, and gonna have a little shift in plans. Started kind of cleaning up a few things. I didn't get it on video, but I was just gonna do more cutting and stuff that I've seen plenty of already. Cleaned up some of the welds on the back side in here, and started kind of exposing and trying to figure out what I was going to need to do in the back side of this B-post to finish closing in the work that I'd done on the other side. The issue I ran into is that the dog leg mounts on here. This plate comes in here, and it gives a little surface that the top of the B-post can go onto and weld. With the dog leg there's no way that I can weld that in from that side. And there's a piece farther up here in the top part of the dog leg where the B-post is corroded away at that top piece, and it needs to be addressed. I can't get to it in from this side, and I'm just kind of stuck there. So what we're going to do, this dog leg down here is not bad. The metal's pretty good in this area. However, there is some work up here. There's a bit of a hole down here that I was going to do a repair on and get another 5 years or so out of this dog leg. We're looking at it, going, okay, with the repairs that I need to do here, I'm going to remove this dog leg completely because it's a bit sketchy down there. And rather than patch it, I'm going to remove it. The pedestal is good metal there. It'll allow me to repair this B-post on the inside here, right down to the bottom, properly without the fender in the way. I'll put a new dog leg in, weld it back along there using the new spot welder that we have, and we'll put in a new step, which will give us a very, very clean front corner here. And it'll allow me to have a very good B-post coming all the way down, and it's going to allow me to put that panel, slide it in here, and completely encase this side with very good solid metal everywhere. The other thing that makes me concerned of this one is the rear facing seat that sits in here. Seat belt off of that post. The bottom of this B post, I want this post to be brilliant. Brad's going to drive this thing with the family, 3 young kids, him and the wife, the dog, and they're going to be bombing around the Cabot Trail in the very near future with any luck at all. Alright, so talked about the other day, yesterday I think it was, had some issues with the the dog leg itself. So I cut it out. Didn't capture any of the footage on doing it. Although it's kind of neat to do it. Cut it up, ground the bottom edge a little bit on inside the fender in order to use the chisel and run it along underneath this edge. This little piece of metal on the edge here is just a little, kind of just rides above, and it's the spot where you can put the rubber mat that goes in here, tucks under that, and then pulls in tight. So we're going to clean up a little bit more of this stuff the next few days. It's a bit dark there to see. But as we got this cleaned out, we're going to finish repairing the A-post, all that nice access to it. So we're going to clean all that up, and I'll be able to close up that A-pillar. I'll be able to do the other side while I'm waiting for some of the parts for Dogleg to come in. And here is the area that I was concerned about. So this space here was rusted away and wasn't in contact with the other side of the B-post anymore. I could have closed that side in and made it stronger, but not completely right. So this closeout panel that comes up in here, we put in the other day, we stopped here. I just made the rest of the piece that I had that I have on the pattern for that part, which brings it right up to this level here. And if you kind of see from the side, from here, it kind of comes back out to this level. Sorry, to this level on this plane. So here, angles in and goes. So I'm yet to build that piece in, but I'm going to wait for the Dogleg to come because I want to check it for fitment to make sure that when I recreate this piece, because I got a little bit of a hole here too, so we're going to cut some of this out to get rid of any rusty metal and fit the new Dogleg in there. Make sure that where I attach here, where I attach here and attaches in here, I want this angle to make sure that it's not in the way of the part when I bring it in. So I'm going to finish doing that when the part comes in. Then I'll be able to weld this in, getting a new outer skin for the B-post here. And that's going to fill it up right down to the bottom. So we're going to put a new one in here, and I'm going to come up, as long as I come up past this damage where there's a hole and there's a rivet sticking through there, I want to be up here somewhere. On the inside there, the B-post is all nice and still paint. It's rusted down below, but it's nice up here. And I've got a little piece to fix here. Then I'll be able to clean up the inside. When we're all done, got primer, body work's done and it's painted, we're going to use the dripless oil and oil the inside of the B-post, just because I can only get so much paint and primer and protect it on the back side of that metal once it's put together. So after the welding, that's compromised anyway. And we are going to oil inside that channel when it's done. But this is going to make it nice and solid. It's nice, a little bit thicker than the body panel. It's the heavy stuff. I'll make a part that goes to the inside. I'll be able to use the welder to secure the piece that comes from the back side over here and lays in front of this, and I'll be able to pinch weld all the way down. When this panel's out of the way, I'll be able to reach in around that B-post, excuse me, and get that welded up. But we're at a standstill. I have the pieces, everything's in place, the lines look real good, really happy with that. So this is all I can do until parts come in. Dogleg I should have probably Monday. The B-post closeout panel, I probably won't get that until the end of the week because I just got the order in today. Concept 1 for the parts, and they probably won't ship that till Monday, which means I won't get it till about Friday. But that's okay. I'll throw this stuff together. I'll get the short video out of what we did get accomplished so far, and then I'm going to move on to this. We'll button up the bottom of the A-post, get the parts that I had made several weeks ago, get those put in place, get the A-post all cleaned up, get the inner valance put into place, weld that in across the back of the frame rails, get all of that locked in, seal, close these up to the A-post once they're built, and this tab will bend back a little bit more and we'll weld that in, and then the inner valance will be complete, up in place, nice and tight. A couple little fixes to do in there, so that'll keep you busy for the next few days and the weekend. And next weekend, I'll be able to continue closing that up, fitting the new Dogleg, and closing those two fenders. So still over the next week or so, we should be moving along well. At any rate, that's all for now. Thanks so much for watching. Appreciate you all coming back. Appreciate you watching videos. Share them for me. Smash the like button. Leave some comments. Love seeing some comments and try to reply to everyone. It's a lot of fun. Appreciate it. Have a good one. Cheers.